let's look at some more aspects about credibility. You know, I'm just going to re-emphasize it again because I think that we all lose track of this, is that sometimes we get so focused on building our keywords and working on traffic and ranking to build that up, which we need to do. But on the other side, if our website is not achieving our top 3 objectives, it's really a waste of time and money. So, you know, I think that it's equally important to make sure that your website sells. And I think because with so many, knowing who you are and knowing that you guys probably run kick-ass trips and serve your customers really well, I imagine you've got a ton of really happy clients.
Yes, we do.
So you had suggested to me, and I really appreciated you sending me this email with some thoughts. You said you had thought about asking for testimonials, that you knew that you needed more audio and video testimonials, and you wanted to solicit some previous clients by newsletter. So that's an okay idea, but I think my question is there, I would imagine there's certain people that you've had repeat clients and people you really connect with that just love you and would be glad to give you a testimonial. Is there any reason that prevents you from picking up the phone and calling them and saying, "Hey, Sarah, I need help. I really appreciate if you could do me this little favor"?
I guess the newsletter was the thought of saving time and getting out to more people. There are a few that they're really, I could do that. Actually, there's numerous people who I think will respond. So I guess I just kind of thought that newsletter would get that first word out, and then I could maybe follow up with some who either didn't get it or look at it or
I hear what you're saying, but I think in this situation it's not so much a quantitative standpoint but a qualitative, in that having a few well-placed video or audio testimonials in super conspicuous places, and you do a pretty good job at one of the things I like about how you've done your your testimonials, is that they're usually in a colored box, and you have them in a pretty conspicuous location. Right center in your website is pretty powerful. My thought is that it wouldn't take but 1 or 2 of these on every page, and if you had a picture of Karen Ackerman here, and for example, right there, and you've got your written text, and then right below here it says, click here, hear what Karen has to say, and you click it. And if you made that kind of your template, that on every key page that people go to, there was an audio testimonial minimum with a picture of them and transcription of something they said that you put in there, that would be kind of the 1-2 punch that will help emphasize that, hey, you are let your clients do your selling for you. I mean, I really believe in that, and I know it to be true. And websites showing up that have so much influence now in the world, like TripAdvisor, where really people are making choices based on who they're traveling with, totally based on previous clients' experience. It is the wave of the future, and I think that the more we can do to put ourselves in that path and leverage the goodwill of our customers, because I know that you've got a ton of people who love you and would be delighted to do it, and using the audio and video technologies you can, just getting people to call in is really simple and easy, and then you just transcribe what they say and drop it in there. I think that would be super powerful for you, and I also think my other question is that if having audio testimonial on, let's say, even 4 or 5 of your key pages, and would help you sell even 4 more trips for the whole year, would it be worth it for you to get on the phone and to do that?
Of course.
So, even if it was 1 trip, it would be worth it.
Of course.
And I do believe that having a system in place that encourages people to share their happy thoughts with you and the marketplace on a regular basis is a really good thing. So adding it to your newsletter, it's a great idea. But first, go out to those warmest clients and say, hey, here's a particular phone number, and I want you to call into it. Now, let's take that a step further. You have some really specific tours up here. You've got your, Denali tour, your wildlife tour. So you've got some very specific trips that people have done that are specific itineraries. Using the Audio Acrobat Now, which is the link that I use, which is my affiliate link for Audio Acrobat Now. You can set up. Did you know that you could set up a testimonial line for that are specific to each one of these tours?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, so you could say, oh boy, remember the Johnson family? It just changed their life, and they had a great time, and then they just raved about the family adventure tour. So you call up the Johnson family and say, look, I'd really appreciate you just take 1 minute and share your name, where you're from, and what you most loved about our family adventure tour. And so you send her the email or that particular phone number. It's a phone number with an extension. And then what happens is you start collecting testimonials that are specific to specific trips. And then, of course, on that page, when someone it says, click here to hear about the Johnson's family Alaska adventure tour. And then click on it, and you get a testimonial that's totally tied into that particular tour. And it's super easy to do. Once you set up the account, it's a matter. You can have as many testimonial lines as you want, but you'd make them specific to your trips, and and start off with your best-selling ones, and go from there. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So that would be, I think doing the audio is simple and easy. There are some new technologies I'll tell you about at another time that now actually allow you to, on your website it would say, click here to give a video comment on this service or product, and it actually ties into people's home, their laptop, their computer with their built-in TV camera, and it records something right there, and it allows you to then manage it and place it and use it on your site. I'm still looking at this technology, but it looked promising, and I'll be telling you and others about it as soon as because I'm looking at how can we get more of our clients selling for us and make it as easy as possible. Mm-hmm. So that's something that speaks to your testimonials. Also, you are meeting a lot of your customers, aren't you, when you're doing your trips?
Yes. So
I would say, having a little flip camera or something really easy and getting people engaged, if you could have a picture that I'm going to keep going back to the fictitious Johnsons on their fabulous Alaska family tour, adventure tour, and getting them, they're on their kayak, and they're and you do the same thing. What's your name, where are you from, and what is the thing that you're most loving about your Alaska family adventure tour? And get it in, and tell me in 1 minute or less, and you capture those little videos, and then you can put them in the same placeholders that you've got testimonials. Instead of this being a picture, just a static picture, you would have a little picture there that they click on a player, and the video would come up. It's just super powerful, and our technology allows us to do it, and it's not a big stretch or really adding a lot of work to what you do. And once again, this is not a quantity thing. If you just one video, ideally one video for each of your major, looks like you have 8 major tours. You have more than that, but these are the ones that are featured at the top.
Yes.
But just start at one. What would be the one tour that if you said, hey, I wanted to get a little video vignette of people doing this thing, and they're happy and they're engaged and they're excited, and which one would you do?
Oh, well, my family tours would certainly be the first ones. They are probably our biggest seller, or our family adventure tours.
Cool. Excellent. And just do that one, and then work from there, because we more and more people have got broadband. It is the future, and being able to have videos on our site is the next evolution, and it's happening now, and you should just anticipate it and grab it while you can. Do you have a flip camera or a little video camera?
I do. I have the capability. Sure.
And in fact, you could do that, or even have your guide do it. Just and there's more we could do with that, but we'll talk about that later. But that would be what my key thing is. I really want to see you leverage the fantastic goodwill you've generated and get your clients selling for you more. Because are you do you what sort of analytics are you using to track your traffic, your pages, and keywords? Are you using Google Analytics?
I am, yes.
Good. So approximately, I know it ebbs and flows seasonally, but in the high season, as you're ramping up in the spring and the summer, approximately how many unique visitors a month do you get?
Unique visitors a month? Boy, I was looking
to your website.
I was just looking at my way. I guess I'd have to say at least 300 to 500.
Okay, 300 to 500. If you could, and have you ever done any analysis to say, okay, I'm getting 500 visits to my website, and I'm getting in that same period of time I got 10 calls and I got 10 emails. Have you ever looked at that?
Well, just recently I've looked at it because I have noticed some correlation between the amount of traffic that's coming through and the amount of inquiries that are actually coming through all the way to our phone or to our email. So, yeah, I've been looking at that a little bit more closely lately.
Good. Well, I'm willing to bet that by adding some of these simple but powerful elements and getting your clients selling for you, if you were able to increase your inquiry rate even 5%, and your conversions by even 1 or 2%, that would be worth a lot of money to you. And I think that it's important for people to think that at that this is just a sales funnel, and you've got 500 people coming into the top of this funnel, and at the very bottom of the funnel is money in your pocket, and we want to move them down that path. And the more people that we can get to take action and get off their fannies at each level of the funnel, meaning call you, email, subscribe to your newsletter, the higher percentage you're going to come out the bottom in revenues. And each time you make an improvement up and higher in the funnel, the more that come out the bottom, and exponentially it can be worth a heck of a lot more. So a little improvement here could make a huge difference in your bottom line. And that's what I really want to preach to you and to others, is that this getting your website to selling and make these little incremental improvements is about getting little incremental improvements in email inquiries, calls, signups, sales.